Hello, I'm Winne Clement from Fujara Flutes. So I have an overtone flute here. So basically it's just a long tube with a fipple at the top, a sound device, and it has no additional holes for the traditional or standard ones, and you just have the natural opening at the bottom, which you can open and close with your finger, and all the rest is just air pressure. So the sound of these flutes. So as you can hear, it's very nice to just play around with the overtones and just like play around with the pressure, and then you can find like natural, very simple melodies almost intuitively. So this is a very long one, which was made in dogwood. You can see the natural curve of the trunk it was made of. So it's a hand drilled flute with a fipple at the top. And these long ones, I make them with a hole at the back, so you can play them horizontally to reduce the stretch on your arm, because this is a very big one in key of F sharp. The smaller ones, like this one in elderwood, it's in key of D, can be played straight, like this. So these would be the more standard overtone flutes. So to play them, you just have a windway here and a fipple at the back. So this is the koncovka type, the Slovakian overtone flute type. And you just blow into the windway by, like I like to say, to kiss the flute, and just blow into the windway gently, thinking T more than you would think H. So when I just hold the flute and don't close the bottom end for now, I just hold it and I blow into the tube. What I did now was just thinking T, like t t t t t t. When you would think H and try to breathe into the flute, it would sound like this. Like, it sounds horrible, as you can hear. And the highest note that suddenly came out was me saying T. So when you say H, you have no control over the instrument and you won't reach the high notes. Once you start articulating, saying T, you can really control the dynamics of the instrument. So a good practice to start with is to just hold the instrument and then try to explore the overtones. And don't try to be constructive, just explore the different air pressures you can use, thinking T, and let the instrument just react on you. And once you get more feel for it, you can start to make it more constructive and go step by step. And just explore like the natural overtones. So when you want to start playing the flute more melodically, you can start opening and closing the end of the tube at the same time. So to hold these, you put your thumb against the end of the flute and then your ring finger, and then your middle finger is free to open and close the end of the flute. What you want to look for or listen for is this good thumping sound. When you close it, this means you're closing the end of the tube well, and this is necessary for a good sound. So don't use your fingertip, but put your finger flat on the tube. And I'll show it for the camera. So you hold it in a bit steeper angle, but for the camera I will hold it like this. And then you can start opening and closing the end of the tube to get the overtone scale on these flutes. So when I don't use my finger, you get this. Now with my finger. And again, all I did was saying t, 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 and then the instrument will go up and down when you increase the pressure. So that's the basic way to play these flutes. And when you fiddle around with them for 1 week, you will find very simple melodies. So from these flutes, or about these flutes I should say, people say it's 1 minute to learn, lifetime to master. So these are very easy flutes to pick up on and just to improvise, because you're stuck in the natural harmonic series, or in the overtones you cannot play any wrong notes. So when you have a flute in a certain key, you can play together with people, and when they would play a song in a certain key, for instance in D, you can play along and just blow away and open and close, and it will sound right all the time. So this is very nice just to start improvising. There's also bigger ones. So this is a bigger one I made. This is a large D. So as you can see, the small D fits in it 2 times almost. And it looks different because it has an air tube. So here's the fipple. I could also blow into the windway directly, but then I would not be able to reach the end of the flute. So here is just an extra tube with a hole to blow into. The air gets transported to the top, and then through this piece of wood it gets directed onto the fipple. So this works exactly the same, no extra holes, and you just blow into the flute. And the bigger the flute gets, the more soft and more grain that gets on the sound, or gets, how should I say it, incorporated in the sound because of the length of the tube. So this is a big overtone flute. Very big ones exist as well, like this one. So this is a fujara. So this is a huge overtone flute. So it has the same system with the air pipe, but these flutes have 3 additional holes. I'll try to make some tutorials on how to play these, because this is a completely different world. But I hope you get an idea now, more or less, what overtone flutes are about, and if you have more questions, just ask. Bye bye.